Real Life's Tim Estiloz, a former professional skater himself, brings us the story of this amazing young man.
Whew. You know, even though that used to be a whole lot easier, it's still just as much fun today. And you know, one of the things I love most about skating is not just the feeling of freedom that I get out there, but also the feeling of accomplishment. Whether it's still being able to land a jump like that without being too much out of breath, or for a select few, winning a national championship. And you know, in this rink, there's one skater who knows just what that championship feeling's all about. But Rudy Galindo also knows what it's like to have more than his fair share of heartache and disappointment, which makes his recent success all the more sweet. Rudy Galindo is flying high these days as U.S. figure skating's hot new star. He's got plenty of new fans and more media attention than he can handle since winning the U.S. Men's Championship last January in his hometown of San Jose, California. Rudy put on a spectacular performance that brought down the house. But Rudy's already realized his sudden fame and fortune is taking some getting used to.
It's hard at some times, but I just gotta relax and just enjoy every minute. I know Debbie Thomas and Peggy Fleming back after I won, they said, you have a whole new life ahead of you. I'm like, really? You know? And now I know exactly what they're going through. But they said, you know what, Rudy, just enjoy every minute of it.
And he should. After all, only a few months ago, Rudy Galindo was known as figure skating's tragic, hard luck kid.
This is a man who's lived life and probably has had more hardships than most people have in their lifetime. And he's had them by the age of 26.
Rudy has walked a long, hard road to get to where he is today. Figure skating's a very expensive sport, and the Galindo family had little money left over after their truck driver father paid for skating lessons for both Rudy and his older sister Laura. But somehow, the family made do, and soon the small skating successes began. But success was soon replaced by tragedy. Within 6 years, Rudy lost his brother and 2 skating coaches to AIDS. But perhaps the loss most deeply felt was the death of his father.
That's the hard part with this national title is him not being here. It's very difficult. Anytime I succeed in something, it's like I usually run in the house and he's always sitting at this table and waiting for me to tell him how well I did or show him the medal. He liked to see it. And that's the hard part, coming home from competition and going, Dad, and he's not around. So that's tough, that he can't enjoy the excitement and my winnings.
I think all the tragedy made him stronger, and it brought something to him that maybe them being alive couldn't bring to Rudy. And so that their deaths brought a little spark into Rudy's life, and he wanted to do it for them.
For 2 years in a row, Rudy was on a major role as one of the nation's champion pair skaters. But then another devastating blow. This one, professional. Just before the 1992 Olympic Games, and after all their hard work, his partner called it quits to go solo, leaving his career in limbo, sending hers skyrocketing. Her name, Kristi Yamaguchi.
Well, definitely it was hard, the split up between Kristi and I. I mean, thinking you're going to go to the Olympics and that dream taken away from you, of course I was pretty devastated. We were like brother and sister growing up, Kristi and I. We always spent every waking hour together. I lived at her house for a couple years. So it's like a brother and sister relationship split up, and then knowing that she is succeeding in her singles and I'm staying back and trying so hard and wondering, God, she's making it so fast and it's taking me such a long time. And there's always the ups and downs where you're very supportive towards her and then you're just very jealous at the same time.
Pretty soon, all of the setbacks and the tragedies began to take their toll on Rudy and his skating. Each year, he placed lower and lower in the standings at nationals.
To be mired in 8th and 7th and 8th and 5th and all that he's been for several years, it's a shame because now we know how good he is and what potential was there and what we were all missing and what he was missing by not skating well.
It wasn't all that easy for Rudy. After all, he wanted to skate well for his friends, his family, even for himself. And for a while, at least in the eyes of the judges, hey, that just wasn't happening. But last January, right here at San Jose Arena, Rudy had a chance to skate for thousands of his hometown fans and a chance to put on the performance of his life. I can imagine just how good that must have felt. But what I can't imagine is how he dealt with the pressure.
There's actually no pressure on me. I was ranked 8th the year before at Nationals in Rhode Island, and there was no pressure at all, and I just told Laura, I said, competing this year, I'm just going to have fun no matter what. A lot of people skate well when there's no pressure.
To have a chance to win and to see him win it in his hometown, I mean, it's like a made-for-TV movie. I mean, you couldn't have written a more exciting script, a more dramatic script for the guy.
We were there, and I have never experienced anything like that.
What was going through your head when you heard all that, the crowd cheering the way that they were, you know?
It was like a 4th of July fireworks. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like it was getting louder and louder with each jump, and towards the end of the program I couldn't even hear my music. It's just incredible. You can't explain the feeling now. You know, there's sometimes I just don't remember certain things about the performance. It's so overwhelming.
What's even more overwhelming is the long overdue media attention that Rudy's now been getting. Magazine articles, interview requests, and lucrative skating offers have been pouring in. There's even talk of a made-for-TV movie in the works. Suddenly, long-forgotten Rudy Galindo is a star.
Rudy Galindo.
Yeah, we're real proud of him.
But stardom hasn't changed Rudy, and at least for now, he still lives with his mother in their small trailer park home in San Jose. And in the corner of their kitchen is the bike Rudy rode for miles every day to practice because he couldn't afford a car.
How's the neighborhood been reacting ever since you won?
Oh, it's been great. They never knew anything about skating until I skated, and they finally realized who I was and who's this kid on the bike getting up 5 o'clock in the morning and getting out of the trailer park.
What would you say has been the biggest change ever since you won?
Just a lot of support of friends and people coming out that I didn't even know, and things like that, you know, just a lot of opportunities opening up for me.
Woo! All right! Woo!
Soon, Rudy faces another challenge. It will be his first time as a single skater at the World Championships in Canada. But when Rudy takes the ice, he won't be alone. Just like at Nationals, he'll have his dad with him.
I went to his grave before the long program, and I set a rose down, and I said, just let me do a clean short and clean long, please, Dad. You know, and obviously he was behind me because everything seemed so easy, like he was the wind beneath my wings.